Hey KU fans, thanks for logging on to check out another episode of KU Sports Extra from Rupp Arena with Tom Keegan. I'm Matt Tate, and what a huge victory for Kansas.
When have you ever heard Bill Sales say, I thought it was going to be ugly?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be real ugly.
Yeah.
When that's the way the game started.
Golf course, maybe, something like that. Never for his team. And that is exactly the way it started. KU in a quick 10, 12-point hole. They got down by as many as 12 in the first half, cut it to 5 just before halftime, and then found a way to...
When they went to the zone.
Yeah.
That really slowed Kentucky down and confused them. Dwight Colby talked about how they were looking over at the coach, not knowing what play.
Yeah. You could see it. Their rhythm went away. They looked less comfortable. They took bad shots. And, you know, Kentucky's full of a bunch of talented freshmen, but at times I thought they really played like freshmen. They got down 6, they got down 8, and instead of trying to chip away like Kansas did, and you wrote about that a little bit with Landon Lucas, they tried to get that 8-point play that just doesn't come, and that was so huge. The veterans for Kansas found a way to get it done over these young guys for Kentucky. I thought it lived up to the hype. I thought it was a fantastic basketball game.
It was unconventional in so many ways, self-changing defenses, and you know, Josh Jackson didn't play like a freshman. Kansas's freshman did not.
Right.
And man, did Frank Mason and Landon Lucas play like seniors. Landon Lucas, amazing. When you think of all the McDonald's All-Americans he's battled in practice every day.
Yeah.
This was in his wheelhouse. He's used to going against McDonald's All-Americans. He's used to beating them out like he did Sheck Diallo.
There you go. Timely, tough baskets all night by all kinds of players on this team. The 5 starters had 74 of the 79 Kansas points. Just a huge effort by them. They played 168 of 200 minutes. Huge effort by them. And we talked about during the game, Devontae Graham's not playing that well. He had a bunch of big rebounds late.
Yeah.
He hit a couple of big shots in the second half. I mean, every one of those guys. Svi hit a big bucket, had a couple of huge free throws. Just a big-time team win, and I know that's so cliche to call it a team win, but it was. I mean, it took every player they had, and Colby was one of them. What did you write about with Lucas?
Basically, all the people he's beaten out who have more talent than him, or who he's outlasting. You had Cliff Alexander, who had the suspension, so he steps in. You had Sheck Diallo, who athletically, no comparison.
Right.
And Landon Lucas is just a better basketball player. This stage was perfect for him, and he had a perfect night. 6 for 6.
6 for 6.
1 for 1. And when he was on the floor, Kansas outscored Kentucky by 13 points.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. First time here, correct?
For Lucas?
No, for you.
Yes, and Lucas, I assume.
Right, yeah.
I don't think Kentucky recruited him.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Everybody wants to compare Allen Fieldhouse and Rupp Arena. First of all, there is no comparison. They're two completely different animals.
Right.
I thought it was way cooler than I expected inside.
Yes. Yeah, it's ugly on the outside because it's part of a mall, and it just looks like a big block of concrete. And it's not as intimate, obviously, when you have 23,000, or as charming. But certainly comfortable. You have seats, all 23,000 sitting seats, and it did generate a lot of noise. And obviously, we get to see the best of every opposing arena the way Kentucky does too.
Great point.
Because when Kentucky or Kansas is in town, you're going to see the best crowd there.
That's a great point. That's what it was tonight. 79-73 for Kansas, which now has wins over Duke and Kentucky. That's pretty good, and I'm going to guess this team maybe is okay. The West Virginia loss definitely in the rear view, but coming up, Baylor Wednesday night, real quick.
Yeah, a lot of size for Baylor, and I think we'll see some more of this zone. And he played a lot of 2-3 tonight, and some triangle and 2. The 2-3 looked better than the triangle and 2 maybe, but you know, he's going to keep mixing defenses and doing things he doesn't normally do because he doesn't have the depth or the front court depth of talent that he normally has.
Credit to him for being willing to do it too.
Sure.
Huge adjustment by the coach. Big time win for Kansas. For Tom Keegan, I'm Matt Tate. Thanks for checking out KU Sports Extra. We'll see you guys back in Allen Fieldhouse.